Welcome back to the third Two Rivers podcast. It's been a while since we've recorded. I think we recorded our last one in November. Kind of took the month of December off, did quite a bit of hunting, quite a bit of duck hunting, quite a bit of deer hunting. It's been slow, been
Hunting,
really slow.
hunting's a key word there. Not much killing going on.
Yeah, there has been very little killing. We'll just kind of pick up where we left off on our last podcast. We were talking about, I think if I remember correctly, we were talking about sacrificing some duck hunting for some deer hunting, and
Yeah.
that's happened several times. But there's been some good deer days I have sacrificed for some duck days, and still didn't go as planned. So tomorrow is Sunday, and it's the last day of archery season for Kentucky. That is it. That is a wrap on the 2024-2025 season.
Is it tomorrow or Monday?
I think it actually is.
It's the 20th, isn't it?
Maybe that's right. Maybe it's Monday.
Monday's the 20th.
Anyways, we're in the last little spiel here, and I'm still empty-handed. I still have nothing.
Yeah, I took my saddle down today, and that was it for me. Shouldn't even have gone today. They whooped the ducks.
They did. There was some duck killing that happened today. Been some goose killing done today. But I think if I would have sacrificed my duck hunt to deer hunt this morning, I could have slocked a couple does pretty easy.
Well, this morning, like I was telling you earlier, I saw every single buck I have on camera. It's like they's mocking me here. Every single buck I had on camera except the one I was after.
That's kind of something I wanted to bring up. You know, last time we talked, it was right. It was the rut, right towards the end of the rut, and of course we hadn't really seen much. It was kind of slow, dude. When the rut ended and things started to slow down, for the breeding season, I started seeing deer that I have never had a picture of, and I've never seen at all while I've hunted. And that's one of those things where I guess they're going back to their original home or going to find a new place. But I've seen several different bucks that I had never had a picture of, and I've had cameras out since I don't know. I had them out early in the summer. I had them out right when the deer were putting antlers on, right before, and I've seen several new deer since the rut, but still have not seen my shooter. I actually have not had a picture of him in going on 3 weeks now. He has disappeared.
I've been looking at the same deer all year long, except obviously the one that got killed. Not seeing him anymore. But I don't know, man. I just haven't. Not much traffic. Stuff's gonna be changed next year for sure.
And that's one of those things. I don't know. Like I said on the last podcast, I think the deer population is really suffering right now. I don't know if it's because CWD or if it's because of something else, but the lack of deer around here this year was just it was pathetic, honestly. That's one of those things that we had to work with. And it gets handed to us. You got to deal with it. You got to figure a way out to work around it.
For me, it wasn't really as much not having the deer. Like I know around the areas I hunt, there's plenty of deer. I'm not gonna say plenty of good bucks, but I know there's a few. But a lot of it is for some reason I'll see an area that just looks like deer, and I'll hunt it, hoping that I'm right about it looking like deer. Where I've talked to a bunch of people, me and another guy, a week or two ago, just went walking around scouting. I learned a bunch from him on actually looking for what the deer are doing, different trees. Like he taught me a lot just in one afternoon of just walking around a tract of public land. And I think next year that'll help me out a lot. Because this year I was just kind of throwing a dart, getting in a tree, and hoping.
Yeah, this year was really like I want to say this year was your first year or second year really really hardcore bow hunting.
I went. I was pretty hard after him this year for like, I mean, obviously weekend warrior, but
Right.
it was a every weekend warrior.
Yeah, that's right. But we got jobs, we gotta work. I wish we could do this full time and never have to work again, but that is not the plate that's been handed to us.
But I don't know.
I
It was rough, slow.
I read a post or I read something the other day. It was in an article, and I've hunted in woods a lot this year on one of my new farms. We've had it for 2 years now, and it's a block of woods. And I read an article the other day, and it took me a minute, but it made sense. And it says if you get in your tree in an area of hardwoods and you can see more than 25 yards, you're not gonna see a mature buck in there unless he's chasing a doe.
Well, that's what, because I've heard people talk too that like them big timbers, like, man, deer ought to be in there, but no, they hate that crap. They'd rather be like whenever you go out walking through the woods, you get into a thick part that almost makes you mad walking through it because it's so thick.
Right.
That's where they're gonna be.
That's right.
They're not gonna be in these big woods where something can see them from a mile away. They're gonna be hidden, walking through that crap.
And I kind of learned that, early on in the year when the deer were still in velvet. I saw several small bucks cruising through the woods and through that woods area. Actually, I missed that 10 point in velvet in the woods. By no means was he a giant, but I've never killed a deer in velvet, and that's something I want to do. That's why I took the shot that I did.
He wasn't a bad deer though.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was definitely. I mean,
120, 130,
he
somewhere
was
in there.
he was easily 130, 135. I mean, just from looking at it, going back and looking at the footage. Um, but I've never killed a deer in velvet, so I have nothing to base a deer in velvet off of.
Yeah.
It's a great place to start. I heard that too not long ago. If you've never shot a 150-inch deer, 160-inch deer, quit chasing those deer. You gotta kill something to base that off of and
I'm
chase something bigger.
I'm almost scared to shoot one in velvet. I haven't had the opportunity, and I'm sure I would take it if given, but I want that deer to reach its full potential.
Right.
And also, like scoring it in velvet, obviously you can score it in velvet, but it doesn't count for anything
Right.
just because you're scoring the velvet and not the antler.
I just think it's unique. I don't. I only know of a handful of people that have killed a good mature deer, an old deer in velvet. I've seen a couple. I obviously missed that one. But hunting wise, I've been hard after it bow hunting for several years now. And up until last year, I never really hunted until middle of October, late October. I didn't hunt the early month. And the last 2 years, I've really hunted early. Last year, I chased a really, really nice deer early on. He easily went 145, maybe 150 because of his brow tines. His brow tines were absolute daggers. But I had him patterned, had him down to a Q the night or the day before season. He disappeared. Have not seen that deer since. But like I said, I only know a handful of people that have killed a
Well,
velvet deer. I just think it's something different.
one thing going them after early season too is that they ain't daylighting.
Right.
You're gonna It's gonna be luck killing one.
That deer that I was chasing last year. Right at legal shooting light, if you want to call it that. That deer was standing not even 15 yards from my tree where I had a stand, good cover. Every morning for a month, he was there for 30 minutes, maybe 25. Most of the time, it was 30 minutes on the dot. He was on a timer. It was like clockwork. Other than that, he was there at 12 a.m. I mean, he pretty much was nocturnal, other than that 30-minute span there in the morning times. And I tried everything I knew to try to kill him, but I think if I would have had a saddle, I could have found him a little easier and moved to him, but I didn't have a saddle at the time. Then he disappeared, so my saddle was no good for that hunt.
Well, now that season's finally over, what are you planning on doing this spring?
I got some big things coming. I hope I'm planning on some big things. I'm actually gonna do some work at that new farm, and I plan to put in close to an acre, acre and a half food plot. Kind of making a risky move. I've got, I don't know, I've got several turkeys on it, and they usually disappear for 2 months. They move to the block of woods across the creek from it, and I don't see them for usually 2 months. That's how it's been the last 2 years. But they're gone right now, so I'm hoping pretty quick I can move in there and get a food plot going, cut some trees down, do some dozer work, and get that food plot, get a place cleared out for it, and then come spring, load that sucker up, and have an absolute unit of kill plot in the middle of a giant woods. But like I said, once again, big mature deer, they don't like that wide open stuff. They like stuff thick.
But
So
but if you've got food in it, then right now you'd be killing them.
right, and that's the only thing about that block of woods. Unless there's crops in the ground, the deer right there have no food. I mean, they're scrounging for what's left on the
Yeah.
ground from the fall. But I think if I put a food plot in there, I can definitely change how things go at that farm. And then I'm gonna completely burn off my number one, my big food plot that I have. I hunted it several times this year. I'm gonna completely burn it off, strip it. I'm probably gonna plow it really deep, break it over, and I'm actually gonna rent a drill. I don't know anybody that has one that I can borrow, so I'm gonna rent one. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna drill it in alfalfa and clover, and then come closer to season, I'm gonna go in and aerate it and spread. I'll probably spread something from, I don't know. I may get some Whitetail Institutes or Domain, whatever we had last year. Go in, broadcast that. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do a variety of different work just to increase my odds on killing a bigger deer next year.
I don't really have any plans for the spring. Most of the time I'm pumped. I'll go out there and get a spring plot.
Right.
Can't throw my mineral down anymore. Always liked doing that.
And I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sure it's gonna be the same rules. Um, I don't know if it'll ever go back. I really don't. Now that has been implemented, but it'd be awesome if it did.
Be awesome if it
That's one of those things. Having the protein out there for the deer and the mineral is absolutely great. Corn not so much. You can throw corn out, they're gonna eat it up in 2 3 days if your coons don't get it first, and that's just a fatty source for them. But having that protein early on in the year, getting them something out there in those hot months, it's definitely a game changer.
is. But I'll definitely change the game this fall though. Finally got a tiller, and that's been my biggest roadblock this whole time is going
Right.
out there and raking. I don't know how many people have gone out with a leaf blower and a rake to make a dang food plot, but they start getting small after a little bit.
I will say that you did work really hard with that rake
And
last year.
and so now I've got me a 3-point tiller, 6-foot tiller, and we'll have some food in the ground this year just because I'll be able to get in a air
Absolute
conditioned
game changer.
tractor and
Yeah, I forgot you got AC. Yeah,
we got the
you're high
cab
rolling.
upgraded to the cab.
I like to burn to death last year planting a plot. Me and another guy went out. I thought it was supposed to be cooler than it was that day, but I guarantee you the temp was 110 degrees. It was miserable, but it was all for a good cause.
Yeah. What was miserable was the same time you was doing that, I was raking. They got tractors hot. You get out
Yeah.
there with a rake and a dang weed eater.
But hey, that just goes to show how dedicated you are to it.
I wanted them, man. And the one I put the most rake work in not even a dang sprout come up.
That's what happened.
That was one of them turkeys came after.
The one I started on really early last year. I actually got out my granddad's old 3 bottom plow, hooked it to the old 4000 Ford, and I got after it early. I went over and I absolutely destroyed this piece of ground and broke it up because it hadn't been. I couldn't tell you the last time it'd been farmed. It's been years ago, and I broke it up. I pulled up probably 55 thorn trees out of it, pulled the root wads up, burned up while I was doing it, but I put in some work for that plot, and it just I don't know what happened. There was a lack of deer there this year.
Well, right back here this year, it's too small spot to get a disc or anything because we got a disc, but
Right.
that's too big for me to haul around places, and
Right.
that's too small, or the spot back there is too small to use it. So I just had the grapple bucket back there cleaning up whatever's laying there. And then what I did with that grapple bucket, I thought Coy was gonna kill me because I just angled her down and picked the front tires up with it and put it in reverse, and that was my tiller right there.
And raked it. Yeah. And that
But
works too. But
it works good. But dang,
that's something I don't have, and I wish I had a grapple. I'm gonna rent a Mini X. I forgot which one they've got that I said I was gonna rent from them, but I'm gonna rent a Mini X. You've got a Mini X, don't you?
yeah.
Huh. I forgot about
I
that.
bet old boy upstairs will give you a good price too.
I bet he would. I only need one for about, I don't know, a day and a half, 2 days.
It's about $1,000 a day, I think.
Oh, really? Rolling.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's for rent.
But yeah, I just need one for about a day, day and a half, and then I'm gonna go in, cut a bunch of trees down, clear me a good path out, and hopefully get a food plot going in there. And I really think that's not only gonna help my deer, but it's gonna help keep my turkeys sticking around in that area. We're gonna jump into some turkey stuff later, but I think keeping those turkeys there is gonna it's gonna really help me and my neighbor out. Especially we've got a bad problem with people running that creek with a sawed off shotgun, looking for rocks and yelping. Get them to come right to them and shoot them off the bank. But I think if I get a food plot in there and I thought about planting some chufa in it. 'Cause turkeys absolutely love that stuff, and planting some of that in it, and then going back in, when turkey season's over, killing it all off, burning it off, and then throwing down, just some basic stuff, some greens, probably what I threw down last year just to get a head start on them.
I kind of want to know what would happen if, like, back in October, remember it's still kind of warm. Even November is still kind of warm. If you planted that domain dirty bird,
Yeah.
what it would do this spring, if it would hang on for the winter. Obviously, it'd be dead come spring, but how much would be left there? Because that's millet, sunflower, winter peas, I think, some kind of peas.
It's a wide variety.
Yeah.
So last year, you brought up a good point. Last year, I mowed off a little grass area. It's a little hole in the woods. There's a little gap that goes straight to a pond. I don't know. It's not a quarter of an acre. It's tiny. It's just a little kill plot. And I mowed it off, went in, broke it up. I broke it up, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. I had it to a powder. Had a good chance of rain in the forecast. Went in, I broadcast it with a cheap bag of co-op clover, along with I mixed it with some whitetail institutes and some stuff. And that stuff all came up beautiful, great. The clover did not come up until springtime this year, and it was the most beautiful clover crop I have ever seen in my
Well,
life.
I've heard that happening a bunch. Because, I mean, it's a, I don't know the word, perennial or annual that comes up every year.
Yeah, you got me stumped there.
I'm going to say perennial.
I think that's right.
Because you may put it in the ground and it just sit there for a year, and next year come up.
I get those two confused. I don't know why. I deal with this stuff every day, and I still get them confused.
I'm going to say annual is a one and done.
I'm looking it up because you've got me stumped.
Just because, like, you think of an event. And
Yeah,
like
you're right. You're right.
Their 31st annual. That's a yearly thing.
Annual lives for one growing season. That's right. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't know why that's
because you can plant clover one year and then never touch it for 4 or 5 years.
And I've done that in my big food plot. We went in. I want to say it's been 5 years ago. We went in, stripped it, and we sowed. We spent the money on her. I'll just say that we spent the money on her, and it came up good, looked great. Clover lasted only 2 years, and it looks terrible now. there's a type of weed in there, and I forgot the name of it, but it took it over and choked the clover out, and that's why I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna break it down to the hard pan, get it broke up, and completely redo it and see what happens. I've also got another section. It's actually some power line right away under it, and they come in every. I think they come every 4 years and mow it down, and they, of course they do it right in the middle of deer season, and so deer season's a bust right there for that week that they're in there. But I'm gonna mow it down again and broadcast it in some clover or something. I broadcasted wheat in that food plot back early. I don't remember when I did that. I think it was beginning of October sometime. It's still warm out. I broadcasted a bunch of wheat in it. And for several weeks, I kept watching it. And I was like, man, there's no wheat coming up in here. I was sitting in that deer stand, or I was sitting in my saddle one afternoon. 14 gobblers and 14 hens coming there. And I was like, well, that makes sense why there's no wheat
Yep.
left in here. They picked me clean. So I don't know. I plan to make some big changes. I'm going to run the same setup that I did this year.
I'm not.
Oh,
Mine's already ordered.
new bow?
No,
Okay.
I thought you was talking saddle setup.
No, I'm gonna change saddles. I'm talking bow wise.
Oh
I'm gonna
no.
run. I'm gonna run the same bow. But yes, I actually talked to my guy this morning. He asked me if I still wanted it. I told him yes. I'll get with him next week and get it. So I am changing the saddle and probably sticks. So my Hawk saddle and sticks is going up for sale.
Mine is too.
So there's two of them for
I
sale.
bought. I haven't bought yet. It'll be here in like July.
Who's pushing it?
Yeah, but 100% tethered.
That's what I'm going to is 100% tethered.
The only thing I got the Grit sticks.
I don't
Tethered.
remember which sticks he has.
Grit is made by Tethered. It's like their partner company. I don't know, but they're £1.50 a stick. So it's not the one sticks. It's a 1.5 stick, I guess. But you get a 3 pack of one sticks, and it's like $400 something, and you get a 4 pack of these sticks, and it's the same tethered, the am steel, the same everything, but they're $200 for the 4 pack.
What do you think our sticks weigh now? I have no idea.
They're heavy.
But they're very heavy.
Yeah.
So that's a big upgrade. And I said something to him. I said, man, the Hawk saddle has been great for a beginner. But it's time for a change. It's
And
rough.
I mean, not even the weight of the sticks, but just the way they. I can't stand. What is it called? What's the little rope that attach them? How's that weave called? Where it's just got the holes in it.
Oh,
Anyway,
I know
get
what
the
you're talking
name.
about.
Yeah, just the way that those go on the tree. I don't like it.
And I got to a point one time this season. I come down. I had some deer hunting a food plot. They stayed in there really late. I thought, well, I'm just gonna have to do it. And I was coming down that tree, and they never really busted me. It was completely dark. They had no idea what I was. Wrapping those suckers up at however many feet long they are, 5 foot long,
They're longer than they should be.
miserable. I literally got my pocket knife out and almost cut every single one of
If
them off.
if you run out of rope putting these sticks on the tree, you're not reaching around the tree to put them on.
You got something wrong.
Yeah,
It's
they
yeah.
should have, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet at the most, and they got 5 or 6.
Which is, I'm not gonna knock it. Yes, some places that could be great. Me personally, I'm not getting in a tree that big.
I don't think you can get in a tree that big unless you got somebody else on the back side of it throwing you the
To
dang.
hand you the strap around it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting up a tree bigger than a basketball, a little bigger than a basketball, you're not
If I can't wrap my
doing
arms
it
around it and touch my hands, I'm not getting in it.
because
I'm finding a smaller tree.
you're already far off the tree, standing on your stick and with your lineman rope and all that.
Right.
And I hate having to pull up and like hug against the tree. I don't know.
No,
I don't like
a
it.
lock-on stand. I'm fine with a bigger tree. I don't necessarily need a bigger tree. I've put a lock-on stand in a twig before and hunted out of it. But in my saddle, I want something that my legs will just easily slide around and I can sit up against, kind of straddle the tree. It's so much more comfortable. And then I've got a old foam pad. It's got a buckle on the back. I strap it around the tree and use it as my knee pad.
I got that tethered knee cushion in my order too.
Big money.
The big
The
fat one.
thick one. I've looked at them. They're nice, but I mean, the one I've got works great for what I do, so I'm not going to change it
Well,
up.
I went all out.
You can do that when you got your money.
I don't have my money.
But I don't know. It's been a different season. It's many battles, many things to overcome, but there were several things that like you said, you learned a bunch that when you went walking with that guy, and I've learned a bunch just from hunting. I've got it wrote down somewhere. I think I want to say it was 38 or 39 sits, which isn't a bunch. Like you said, weekend warriors.
I mean, I don't know how many I'm at. I haven't kept track of. If I was to throw a number on it, I would say, I don't know, in between 20 and 30.
Yeah, you're not far behind me.
I mean, there's a big gap there, but
There were a couple days I got off work and got to hunt, but you don't get that option most of the time.
yeah, no, not. I mean, early season maybe, but then I'll still only have 2 or 3 hours.
Right. And I did a lot of hunting early season. I kind of slowed down a little bit, and then it cooled off, and it just cooled off enough where I could wear a hoodie. And I got several sits in there while it was cool. I sit a bunch there in the rut chasing that big deer. My neighbor's also chasing that big deer, so we're kind of talking a little bit and keeping back and forth on that deer. I haven't seen it. She was trying to kill it during gun season. Didn't ever get a shot on it. He's nocturnal, man. Got one daylight picture of him. They've got a couple daylight pictures of him. Other than that, that sucker's nocturnal.
If only we was on that ridge that one day.
Next year he's gonna be a stud, and maybe some straw drawn to get after him. But uh, I don't know. We're gonna close deer season out and move away from it. We'll jump back in it later on in the year when it gets closer to doing some prep work and getting some things done for it. We'll jump into a little bit of duck season,
Mm.
see how that's going. I don't know. You hear the word duck season, you just kind of want to laugh now.
Yeah, pretty much. Till
It's
today, the ducks are gonna give us about a week of duck season.
That's right. It's
Maybe they may give us a today.
opening day wasn't terrible. The first 4 days wasn't terrible, but since those first 4 days, it has been miserable.
It's been scratching them out.
It
Stale birds.
Yeah, we haven't had up until just this week, we haven't had a good push of birds. St. Louis, up that area, they were still holding a lot of birds for a while. They never did really freeze up tight, but I think we've seen some new birds. The birds I killed this morning, the 5 I killed this morning, they were all local birds. I mean, their feet were the palest orange color, ugly orange. They weren't bright and shiny migrator red feet, but I picked them out. I made it work.
I just ain't been duck hunting much.
Me neither.
It hasn't been worth it for me to go, really. I'm gonna
I-
go tomorrow. I'm gonna goose hunt in the morning, and hopefully have an afternoon tomorrow like they did today.
they said, they, I quote, they said, we've got 80,000 ducks in the county and 50,000 geese. I think that was the count the other day.
I think they may have them switched up.
I think something's wrong there. I I would say, I saw several ducks flying around while we were setting up that dry spread the other day. More than I've seen in a long time. But I don't think it's quite 80,000.
There ain't no way.
Now the geese,
We would have had to gotten about 70,000 in a week then.
I believe every bit of 50,000 geese. I believe there's more than 50,000 geese.
I think there's 50,000 geese in a field.
Uh, the goose population is insane around here right now, and it's all snow geese and specks. Of course, we don't have Canadian geese anymore. You might as well just scratch them off the list. If you kill a Canadian goose, it's because it came from Noble Park and got mixed up.
That's a holy cow, we got one.
It's somebody's pet more than likely. So yeah, the duck season has been been really rough. Not many birds. We've scratched a couple out here and there. I have seen some slim possibilities of the avian flu. Just driving by Front Slough, seeing some dead birds. Not much I can talk about there.
Yeah, I haven't been out there to see any of that going on, but I don't know if it's avian flu or if they're going out there cripples and dying out. I mean,
Been a lot of high schoolers getting after them snow geese in the afternoons,
yeah,
making it hard on the wardens. I don't, I say this every duck season. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I really don't know. I've been reading up on it and doing some research. I think there's gonna have to be some major changes in this area to start seeing more birds than what we are. And I'm no bird scientist, but if birds are using a magnetic field to fly, and I heard this a couple years back, sounds absolutely crazy. But if birds are using a magnetic field to fly and the Earth is constantly shifting and rotating on its axis, don't you think that magnetic field shifts with it? I mean, the birds are going to follow it.
I don't know about no magnetic field.
I, like I said, I'm no scientist, but I heard that and it kind of made sense.
I mean, I just think that, which this is kind of an oddball one too. I don't think that the climate is changing. I think that the climate is moving.
I think, yeah, it's getting later in the year.
Like we're having cold February, March, a little
Right.
bit of April,
Right.
and we're
yeah.
having 60, 70-degree November, December.
Yeah, I agree. I read an argument. There was an argument going on Facebook the other day, and I kept my mouth shut. I didn't chime in. Somebody's liable to listen to this and know exactly who I'm talking about and who said it. But somebody said that we're turning these ducks into nocturnal ducks with flooded cornfields. And to an extent, I agree with that. The ducks are becoming nocturnal. They're getting up and flying in the dark early in the morning, at that first break of light, hitting another cornfield or hitting somewhere, and they're sitting for the day, and you're going to catch them the last, I don't know, 25 minutes of hours. You're going to catch several ducks flying. Used to, in between 10 and 2 was killer. I mean, you could kill ducks in between 10 and 2 every day. But if you don't have the birds, I don't guess you can kill them.
Well, I mean, that's how. Like today with that push, they killed them all day long. As soon as the sun came up till they came home, it was just a constant
Right.
ducks coming in.
This morning, I got in the blind, and I was a little behind, a little late. Had to move a bunch of decoys around from the last headwater we had that come in and push some out. So I was moving decoys and getting busy with it, and I heard several ducks. But man, when shooting hours came in this morning, I was almost ducking for cover. It sounded like an absolute war. There was not a. I think I was probably the only blind that didn't fire a shot
I was hearing the shots this morning
before
too.
7:30. It was insane, and I saw there for a while. I don't know, a good hour. I saw big high groups. I'm talking 40 and 50 in a group. There for I don't know an hour probably, flying constantly, but you couldn't get them to look at a spread or do anything.
But with the nocturnal stuff, people have been complaining all season. But I mean, we're hunting the same ducks every day. Like they know what's going on.
Right, we're hunting hill birds.
Like that's why they're doing it. Like they know if they're up in the air between 7 and 5, they're gonna get shot at.
Exactly.
So why would they?
That's
And then
why
we get a push of ducks today, and it's like
exactly.
because you're actually hunting ducks that can be hunted.
Right, they haven't seen this. They're fresh. I don't know. Tomorrow may be good. I think, like you said, good chance to kill some geese tomorrow morning. I was supposed to kill some geese this morning. Somebody didn't wake up to go with me, so ended up scratching out a few ducks here and there. And the ducks that I did kill, like I said, they were stale birds. I didn't kill any migrators. I didn't even call at them. They saw the decoys and come to it. They didn't think anything of it. Come right to them. But stale birds, nocturnal birds, whatever you want to call them, without a good push of birds we're not going to kill them. It's getting to where, like you said, the climate isn't changing. It's just pushing back. If they move season back 20 days, I think we could see several more numbers.
Everybody keeps on saying we're not having cold winters, but we are. It's just not during the months that you think winter is.
It's not
anymore.
Yeah, it's not during the technical winter months. You know,
Yeah.
March last year I had on a jacket. I was cold in March.
I mean,
in April,
opening day of turkey season last year, I was
cold.
I was insulated.
I was cold.
Big time till about lunch.
It stayed that way for the first 2 weeks of April there. It stayed really cool. And I paid attention close to the weather. You know, that's close to planting season for us. So I watched the weather really hard. And you're right. It keeps pushing back every year. It gets colder later on. You know, later on in the new year, it gets colder. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about it. Maybe
nothing you can do about it, I guess.
Maybe one day they'll push season back and it'll change something. I don't know. But we're closing out. I mean, we're closing out deer season. Deer season's gone. Duck season's
13 days of duck season.
Duck season's getting close to an end. It's been kind of sad, but the good news is turkey season's right around the corner.
Turkey season's right around the corner.
And I'm fired up for it. It's creeping up on us quick, and I am getting pictures of birds every day.
I don't know if I've got fired up yet. I'm ready for it, but I don't know if I've gotten fired up.
I'm getting fired. My TikTok, of course, apparently TikTok's getting banned. It'll probably be banned whenever y'all listen to this, but my TikTok feed has been nothing but turkeys for the last 2 weeks, and it has got me tore up. I didn't kill a bird last year, but I'm tore up about it.
I didn't cut a feather last year.
Yeah, last year was sad for me, man. It was, I can laugh about it now. And that there's a video of it. I may just have to post the video of it on our Instagram or something for everybody to get a laugh out of. But my good buddy Dago called me a turkey in, had him at 20 yards. I mean, sitting pretty. Perfect shot. And I whiffed bad.
I've heard the story from you and him.
And the worst part about it is it's all on camera. He had already killed a bird that morning. I was fired up. I was excited. He gets me one up there in my lap, and I choked. I don't know what it was, but I absolutely choked. First turkey I've ever missed.
Well, I didn't get on any last year. Don't know why. I don't know.
I got on several. I just
couldn't get on one, I guess.
I couldn't get them to commit. That first day we hunted together, and we had 3 in our front door, 15 yards, hammering. They're behind a thorn bush, a big, wide thorn bush, and without standing up, there was no way to get a shot on them. And I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know if they saw us through the thorn bush and caught a glimpse of us and took off. Didn't work out for us. We get back to the truck. Birds are out in the field. Made it happen. Caught one up in my lap. I missed. Then after that, I got on 4 or 5 different birds that season, and I just could not get one to fully commit and come to me.
You shooting the Beretta at turkeys?
I am. I'm gonna shoot the Beretta. I've got my pattern master goose and duck choke.
Is it camo?
No.
No,
wood stock.
You never get.
Nope. I never have a problem.
Cause I was almost wanting to shoot my 20 gauge I bought, but it's black, and I didn't know how good that'd roll or not.
I've got to look, but my choke that I have for my A400, I'm not sure if the thread pitch is the same for my silver pigeon, but I'm dying to kill one with my over and under. I just think it would be awesome. If it's the same thread pitch, you best believe I'm taking the over and under. I'm putting the turkey choke in the top and the full choke in the bottom, and gonna see what happens.
Well, if I shoot that 20 gauge, it's gonna keep the duck choke, cause as soon as I bought the gun, I bought a Jebs for it.
Right.
And they must have had some barrels blow up or something, because it's so tight they don't even make it anymore.
Yeah, that's the choke I have. It's a Pattern Master Anaconda, and it's for duck and goose.
Yeah.
But until last year, I've never missed a turkey. The first turkey I shot with it, I shot it at 40 yards and split his head in half. I mean, it was really amazing. And during turkey season, I don't take it out. There's no reason to. It does what I need it to. And if you go buy a turkey choke for that Beretta gun, you're looking at spending 150, $200 for something to fit a Beretta. That's the only bad thing about a Beretta.
What bullets you throwing at them?
TSS, baby. TSS all the way. You're probably going to say something else, but I have had no problem
I
with
just
the
haven't
TSS.
bought any yet.
Wow.
I don't have anything against them, but
Well, okay, so the first bird I killed it with the Longbeard XR.
that's where I'm at right there.
It did the job. Split it in half. Brady threw me a TSS one day, and we got on a bird, and it was out there a little ways. I pulled the trigger, and it decapitated that sucker, and I was like, I'm never going back.
Well, I mean,
Another thing with the Longbeard XRs, I've got a problem with them coming apart and all the BBs falling out of them and rolling out of my barrel while I'm hunting. That was embarrassing.
once you look at the numbers of those TSS loads, you may have like 10, 15 pellets in that shotgun shell that are actually tungsten.
Yeah.
Cause
Have you seen it compared to a Longbeard XR on paper though? On
Yeah.
paper target.
but I don't know. I'm gonna buy some this year.
I'll give you one.
No,
to
I'm
shoot.
gonna buy some because we're going to the turkey show, and most companies, Boss, Apex, whoever else makes a TSS load, they always have like a package deal. Like you can go to Boss,
Right.
and you can get it's like a sweet cigar box kind of deal. It's got 2 boxes of Boss TSS, and you'll get a slate call and like they're cool boxes, and you're paying.
You're paying for the box.
Well, you're paying. I mean, you're paying $50, $60 a box for 5 of those shells anyway,
Right.
and so you're paying $150 for the box, and
Yeah.
you're getting the $60 box of shells and a cool Boss call. I mean, you get some cool stuff in there. It's just hard paying $150 for it, and it's gonna have to be a cool box for me to buy one.
Oh, absolutely.
But if not, then I'll just go to Shooters and get some TSS.
I think I'm probably gonna hit the turkey show with you this year.
You need to. That's a good one.
I'm usually stuck in Louisville at the farm show every year. I think I'm gonna take a year off from the farm show. It's the same old stuff every year. The only
It's
thing that's
the-
different is the tractor pull. So I think going to the turkey show is something new I've never been to.
I think we're going. It's the Saturday of Valentine's Day.
I think that's right.
I think it's 13th, 14th, and 15th, and we're going on the 14th.
And that there's a lot of things you can learn at that show. Believe it or not, there's things you can
Well,
learn.
I'm telling you now, it may be called the NWTF show, but everybody's there.
Right.
It is
It's an outdoor show.
It's an outdoor show, and it's the best one you'll go to.
Hey, don't knock the outdoor show in Paducah now.
Oh boy, that's a good one.
That's
They even have that anymore?
I don't know. I went one time and said I'd never go back.
I went. My duck call necklace actually came from that show.
Do you still wear that thing?
No, it's in my car.
You wore that thing for like 10 consecutive years.
More than that.
Long time.
I think the first photograph was my 2nd grade yearbook, and took it off about a year ago.
That's insane. But yeah, I reckon I'm gonna run the OA 400. I really want to kill one with my bow, but I gotta kill one with shotgun before I kill one with a bow. So
I'm gonna toss up between the Franke and the Benelli.
which one's your 20 gauge?
The Benelli, the M2.
That's my dad's always, of course. My dad's never killed a turkey, and that is my number one goal this season. I don't care if I kill a bird at all. I want him to kill a bird, and I want you to kill a bird, and I want them both on video. I could care less if I kill one this year, as long as y'all two kill one and I got it on video. I'm cool with it. I'd love to kill one, yeah, that'd be great. But
I need to get a tripod for that camera.
I've got one.
A little one?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I got a short one. It's actually for Fox Pro, but it'll work.
Well, dang, how short is it?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it to tell you. But I think of course, we've got to order some more stuff for turkey season, some microphones and some odds and ends. I think there's going to be a lot of film, a lot of content of turkey season is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
The
hopefully we can actually produce something.
the weather permitting, we're gonna put together something for turkey season.
I've,
Deer season was kind of,
I've probably
it
got
was kind of a bust.
I've
So
probably got 5 or 6 hours of deer hunting footage that can't be used just because it's maybe a deer walking by or me talking, and it's just
it's rough. It was rough.
I could put it all together and you see me talking for 4 hours, but
I get excited every year like this before turkey season because I'm getting pictures of 14, 15, 20 something gobblers
I'm not
in
getting
one
that.
field.
I'm gonna have to go with you, I reckon.
And then come season time, of course, they're all going to split up anyway. And I know they're going to split up. I still get excited about it. But I think my odds are higher this year. 2 years ago, we had a really good hatch. I don't know about last year's hatch. I haven't seen but a couple jakes running around, several hens running around. But 2 years ago, that hatch was top tier, great hatch. I don't know if it had something to do with the raccoons this year or the possums, but I think this year's hatch was a little on the poor side. But I think we'll know a little bit better closer to season.
Well, come the end of turkey season, if I ain't got one, old boy in the backyard here is liable to.
I forgot you got old pet out there in the pen.
Yeah,
Well, if everything goes south, we can get him out and film some content with him.
yeah, I'll throw him out there. Oh, boy, we got him coming in on a string.
that's that's another thing we can touch on real quick. The coons, possums, and the coyotes.
we
We've done a little coon hunting already.
we need to do some more bad.
Well, I told you when deer season goes out, I'm game. Let's run it.
Some people like the man who's sitting across from me right now to cough up the dough and buy him a thermal.
That word hurts. That really does. That word hurts me. It's
Mine'll
expensive.
mine'll
man.
be for sale.
What are you gonna get?
Upgrade.
Brand?
Huh?
What brand?
Pulsar. That the new one
Oh.
that came out.
Must be nice.
That's a mean dude, man.
Well, if yours is gonna be for sale, I might as well just wait on it.
I say it's gonna be for sale. I don't know yet, because I'd like to keep it and either have a buddy gun
Right.
going coyote hunting, or keep it 100% on my 22 and then have the new one 100% on my AR.
Look, it's. I'm gonna blame this 100% on you. It's your fault I don't have one. Last year, I mean, I had one on Marketplace, and I told the guy I was coming to get it. You had me convinced, and he sold it before I could get it. You didn't talk me into it at all this year. You said maybe 2 words about me getting one, so I'm gonna blame it completely on
Well,
you.
crap! I thought you said y'all was getting one, so I just quit talking about it.
I thought it was. I never did. But you do a whole lot more cow hunting than I do. I guess if I had one, I
If you
probably
had one,
would.
yeah, I didn't do none before I had a scope.
Yeah, I've hunted once. It's been several weeks ago. I woke up real early one morning, couldn't go back to bed. I thought, well, I'll
'Cause
go see if I can call up a dog.
Well, that's the same thing I thought the day I bought it. 'Cause I bought it and brought it home. I was like, man, look at this thing. And then laying in bed that night, I was like, man, why did I just spend that money on that scope as much as I coyote hunt?
Right.
And now I'm after 'em.
It's a lot, yeah. And I will say, this year I have not seen near as many coyotes as I typically see in a year.
They're there.
But the coon population this year is, hey, if you're gonna kill something, kill a coon.
And I mean,
There's a bunch.
obviously need to get after them. But as bad as I want to, I got that just the other day. I got that AR on.
Thou,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so now it's almost painful to take it off the gun. And
Hey, they make spotlights for a reason.
yeah, but think about the other night or a few weeks ago. Half of them, most of them, you wasn't gonna see with a spotlight.
Well, there's a bunch of leaves on the trees, and we can. I think now, I think you can. I think you could simply drive around the edge of the field with it being cold like this, Them coons are on the ground. I almost hit 2 on the way here tonight, running
Well,
down the side of the road.
I'll tell you what I could do is just put some FMJs in the AR and go after 'em.
Good Lord. I don't think that's wise. We can try it. See what happens.
Or I can keep the VMAX in it. That way it breaks up.
Yeah. But that's something we definitely need to do. We need to get after some coons and some possums to better our chances on a better turkey hatch, for this coming year. I think that plays a huge role. Them suckers they're egg thieves and they're quick about it. But I've seen, I can't count. If I had a chart that showed me 1 through 100, I still couldn't count as many coons as I've seen this year. It's insane.
There's a bunch of them.
I get pictures. I get so mad. They've ran one of my cameras. I replaced. It's got a rechargeable Tacticam pack in it. I've charged it 4 times this year. Last year I charged it once. This year I've charged it 4 times, and it's just because the coons walk in front of it constantly all night long.
And even last year during turkey season, I don't know if you saw it as much as I did, but it'd be like you could be out there in between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon,
Broad daylight,
and they're
walking around
like it's midnight.
Yep, I saw it, and
that last year I was like, what in the world is? I saw it the first time I saw it last year. I was like, dang. I was like, he must have got woke up or something. But then all through season, all day, 24 hours a day, the
all
coons
the
are
time,
running.
Coons were running. I don't know what that was about, and I got a feeling we're gonna see it again when it starts to warm up. We're gonna start seeing it again. Dude, it was insane. You'd be sitting there and you could see them coming up the rows of the corn stalks. Coons constantly running back and forth through the corn, and the possums too. Possums were broad daylight.
I didn't see many possums.
I saw several.
But down on the bottoms is where I saw the coons the most. I mean, it is weird.
And there's been some people down there that earlier this year when coon season first came in. There's been some people down there running dogs. I don't know. I don't know if they were coon hunting or if they were just training. I don't know what was going on, but there were several people running dogs. I'm hoping they were killing. Coon population's insane, and something needs to be done about it.
If they're running dogs, they probably ain't killing. They're trying to protect their sport.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I hate to tell them. I made somebody mad the other day. I told them that when we went the other night, well, not the other night, but it's been several weeks ago, and killed all those coons.
Coon ain't even in right now.
Is it not?
No.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, like I said, it's weird.
It's it's in and out, in and out, in and out.
When's it come back? It comes back in not long.
It is.
And
well, now it's saying it is in.
Yeah, you gotta click on it. The app has been really weird lately. You gotta actually go and click on the animal or the species.
Because the website's saying currently in seasons beaver, bobcat, coot, coyote, crow, deer.
Yeah, I looked at that the other day because I was looking for when dove season went out. It went out last Sunday.
But it ain't even saying duck on here.
Right, yeah, you gotta. I click all available species and then actually go to it, click on it, and look and see.
But it is saying raccoon is October 1st to February 28th.
Yeah, that's right. It goes out the 28th. Yeah, so we got till the 28th. I knew it was in after deer season because I went last year after deer season, and you've killed. How many coyotes have you killed?
Got it wrote down where I'm at so far.
Oh, keeping a tally on them.
I'm at 8.
8. That's it's 8 more than I've killed.
Yeah. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but.
Have you seen any bobcats?
Yeah. Can't shoot them at night though. 2 of them right back here.
Yeah, I have 3 different farms I've got pictures of bobcats on. And one of them, he'll make your hair stand up on the back of your head.
The one we saw, one of the 2 we saw back here the other night was dang.
Yeah,
he's big.
And you don't see, I've only seen one bobcat in the daylight. And I saw him while I was bow hunting. And I don't even remember. There was a reason I didn't shoot him. I don't remember what he probably wasn't in season. But I've only seen one in the daylight. Other than that, all I've seen is trail camera pictures of them. And I've got several trail camera pictures of them. I've got one that he is an absolute unit. I'd love to kill him. and get him mounted. But I think so now you have to have you gotta have a bobcat permit.
You gotta have the bobcat. It's free.
It's free, but is it required to send the jaw in for
No, it's not
research?
required.
But if you send it in, you get an extra tag,
You get
right?
an extra tag for the next year.
For the next
For
year.
the next year.
Wow.
What's it say? A hunter or trapper who submits lower jaws from all their harvested bobcats in a single season to the department may receive one additional bobcat to the bag limit for every 2 animals harvested the following season.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So if you send 2 jaws in, you can kill one more. Like if you kill, limit's 5.
Right.
This says limits 5, no more of 3 can be taken with a gun.
Yeah.
So if you killed 4 of your 5 and you sent 4 jaws in, next year you would get to kill 7.
The math is mathing. I don't think I'll ever get a chance to kill 7 bobcats. I don't think I'll get the chance to kill one. I don't coyote hunt or bobcat
I've
hunt hard
got
enough.
4 of them. That's trapping though.
Yeah, that was when you were big into the trapping. I need to get back into that.
Man,
It's tough. It's hard work.
it's a lot of work, more than you'd think.
I've done it. I did some trapping, not last year, year before last. Let me tell you what. I didn't have many traps, but the few I did have wore me out.
When before I could drive and come home from school, didn't have anything else to do, I was trapping hard.
Right, and that's all changed now. So, well, that was like I said, I'm pumped up for turkey season. There's not much. I mean, not much I can do to prepare for it besides sit and wait.
Get me some new mouth calls and
I got the hook up there.
blow the dust off the vest.
I got the hook up for the mouth calls. I found the golden ticket to them last year. For the last last two seasons, I've been blowing some power calls that Brady cut for me when he was up at Higdon, and love them. I still got them. They don't sound as good now.
I bought a Bo Brooks last year, and I think I may have got one he didn't do the best cut job on.
Uh-oh, calling him out.
Well, I'm not saying anything bad, but this one I might have got a second. I don't
I
know.
got a funny dud.
It rough.
So I got a buddy that makes a bunch of calls. I'll call him out real quick. Matthew Toon Game Calls, and I bought his 3-pack last year from him. Let me tell you what, that boy knows how to make a turkey call. The 3-pack was the way to go, and I absolutely loved them. They performed well. They sounded great, but you also got to think about it. A mouth call is completely different for everybody. Some people are really good on them. Some people are average, and some people absolutely cannot blow one to save their life.
I'm trying to find the one that I kind of fell in love with last year. The Hunter Wallace, Rolling Thunder Hunter Wallace, the HW1.
Rolling Thunder makes great calls. I blew for several years. My first turkey hunting years. I didn't turkey hunt for a while. I never really got into it until I got older, and I think right before I started to drive was when I started turkey hunting. I'd make Dad take me and drop me off, and I'd hunt. I was blowing a cheap old, I don't know, I probably didn't give $5 for the thing. It was a Flexstone, OG Flexstone, and I had a slate call, and I finally upgraded, bought me a box call shortly after that. I still carry that box call and that slate call because in certain predicaments, them right there are the golden ticket.
Well, I finally bought me a crystal last year
Yeah.
and didn't touch it.
Really?
I kept that mouth call
Yeah,
because I finally practiced on it, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I sound pretty good on it.
and this is gonna sound absolutely crazy, but last year, all throughout turkey season, I carried 6 mouth calls with me, 3 in one case and 3 in the other, because I have a bad habit of laying them down next to me, right there on a log or in the leaves, getting up and leaving them. So I always carry those spares on me. And of course, I keep my slate call stays in my pants and my box call stays in a vest if I've got it on. And I usually don't have one on because I'm usually running and gunning. So
Last year I just had the one, but I think I'm gonna buy two or three of them this year, just 'cause one, if I lose one,
Right.
and two, I blew that one so much this year that I think I blew the dang reeds out of it.
You probably split
The
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 elastic
latex or whatever that's
or the latex.
made of has started to crack and split.
Yeah, and storing those things,
I've been told to just throw them in the fridge,
yeah, you can do that too. I've heard throw them in the
just 'cause
fridge.
the bacteria in your mouth
I don't know.
is going like. I've just heard stories of people getting sick of, the next year you're growing dang mushrooms out of your mouth 'cause it's been in your vest all winter
There's no doubt.
and
Of course,
summer.
I keep mine inside. I take all my turkey calls and I take them inside and they go in a certain drawer, put up and hid away with the rest of my hunting stuff. But
For being $10 a lick, I'm just gonna start fresh every year.
right, yeah, that's
Get
and
the
that's
ones I know I like, and then on top of that, get some more to try.
I still have the black flex stone I started out with, and I forget the name of the other one. I bought another one. I want to say it's a nightingale. Years ago, I bought it, and I've got those two that they're in my truck. They're probably useless now, but they're still in there. I saw them the other day. Thought, I just need to throw those away, but I didn't. I left them in there thinking I would eventually use them.
But I don't know, and that's what at the turkey show last year too. Is I just went around, not even blowing them, but just listening to other people. Like you can go up to any of those booths, like the Rolling Thunder has an awesome booth every year,
Right.
and you can just get one of their guys because obviously they're not gonna let you take one out of the package and blow it and put it back in the package to try it out.
Yeah.
But you can just ask any of them there. All of them are great
Right.
callers,
They can all call.
and you can just say, "Hey, I want to hear this," and they'll leave you a few notes on it. Same the pot calls and all that you can use. They have the whole everything they make set out, pot calls, box calls, anything like that.
Right.
But if you're wanting to hear something, every booth, the Primos booth, Nightingale booth, Rolling Thunder booth, all of them are. Bo Brooks is always there. He'll
Yeah.
obviously do whatever.
He don't need a turkey call.
Well, yeah.
That man don't need a call. But I'm ready. I'm excited for it.
I wanna get another one of his, cause I think I did just.
Hit him up. Tell him you got
Well, I ain't gonna do that. I
a
mean,
buddy dud.
it's not like nothing bad about him. I mean, he's sitting there hand cutting him himself.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna end up with a not right one every once in a while.
Yeah. There's always gonna
And
be
I think cause I compared mine to another one, and like it's a bat wing, but man, mine is cut so long.
yeah.
Like I've got to use all my breath to even get it to play a note.
Yeah. You can just get you another one, try it out, and see what you think.
I
I'm
don't
ready
know.
for it. I don't know about you, but I think a lot of buddy hunting's gonna happen.
I don't
Hopefully some doubling up's gonna happen.
I don't get really ready for it until I go to that show.
Yeah.
That show will get you plumb fired
That's,
up.
I think I'm dead set on going since I don't think I'm gonna make farm show this year. I thought about going up for a day, but it's really not worth it for me to drive to Louisville and see the same thing that I see every single year for the last 21
Plus,
years of my life.
if you go turkey show, you get a $25 Bass Pro gift card.
Hey, anything works.
Cause it's $50 admission, but they send you a gift card in the mail.
I'm down. I really, like I said, I've never been. I want to see it. I want to see all the
It's
different
a
things they have there. And like you said, it's an outdoor show. It's not
yeah,
just a turkey show.
it's a cool one to go to. Seek One was there last year. I mean, everybody is there,
That'd be awesome.
and it ain't but 2 hours away.
Yeah, that's better than the 3 hour drive to Louisville and putting up with Louisville traffic.
And staying the night.
That's
and
horrible. And I've done it every year.
We leave here in the morning, and it's a big show. Don't get me wrong, but I can do it in about 2-3 hours.
Right. So, like you saying that, that's how I got the farm show down pat. I've got it down to a science now. I can go up in a day. I can see everything I want to see at that show in, I don't know, 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. I can see everything I want to see. And then I'm good to come home. But everybody usually goes up, makes it a 2 day, 3 day party,
Most of the
which is fine.
brands, about a week before the show will start posting all their stuff, like Woodhaven last year.
Yeah.
They started posting their stuff. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have that. And if you bought the 3-pack, this $10-$15 3-pack of calls, you get the shirt I'm wearing right now. That's a. I mean, it's just a cool. I mean, it's a comfy shirt and it's cool. It's got Bottomland Woodhaven on it. 2024 convention. You throw that in there for free. Bang! If you just buy a 3-pack of their calls.
So what's my guide fee gonna cost for you to guide
It's
me
a
around the turkey show?
it's a bunch.
Oh. Yeah,
But
I'll just write you a check.
but
It
I
may
get we
bounce.
go in and like I said, the people post their stuff and I'll know what I'm looking for in there.
Right.
And I'll go hit all these places that have the deals.
Right.
And then anything past that, I'll do the whole show. And if it doesn't really catch my eye, I ain't seen that before, or I want to get a closer look at that, I ain't stopping.
Exactly.
And because if you're not out of there by about noon, 1 o'clock, dude,
She's rowdy.
it's bumping shoulders on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you ain't never seen a packed house like this.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So we go in there. We're waiting at the door to get in,
Right.
and yeah, it's just
And like you said, I want to see it, and I think that will really set the mood for
it
turkey
fires
season.
you up.
So I don't know. I'm excited, ready for it. I'm really excited for what's coming after turkey season. We got to sit down. We got to figure out where we're going. We got to get some plans set in stone.
We lost a man.
We did. Man down.
I hope you don't pull that farming card on me.
I'm gonna try not to.
No, I don't want no dang try.
I'm gonna try not to.
I'm going.
I'm going. I'm hunting, but I'm talking about earlier on making a trip out to see what we're dealing with.
We ain't doing no farming in July anyway.
So we don't. So yeah, right. That and July is my perfect time to go. So if we hit it up in July, when we decide where we're going, go out, spend 2 days out there, figure out what we're dealing with, what we got to work with.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to go in blind.
Not even really figuring anything out, but I'm gonna go out there, set a camera somewhere,
Right.
and at least just know almost what to bring with us.
Exactly.
Because you go out there, and if we just pick a spot on the map and we go out there and it's,
I agree. And I've had somebody tell me the other day if we wanted to go hunt Ohio, that he would make a phone call and could get us a great place to hunt in Ohio.
well, as soon as you cross, like, where does Ohio come out of? Like, right at the top of Lexington?
A
Or
little
a little more
farther.
east.
Indiana's
anyway,
right up there at the top.
As soon as you pop out of Kentucky into Ohio, if you go about another 25, 50 miles into Ohio, you come across 75,000 acres of public land. 'Cause I was looking at Ohio the other day.
Yeah.
75,000 acres.
But I saw some pictures. I follow a bunch of different accounts. I watch a lot of Sequel and seen some big Ohio deer killed. But this past year, Indiana, man, there's been some big deer come out of there. And of course, they've always had some big deer, but I've seen some big deer come out of there, and it's one of those things we're gonna have to sit down, make a decision, then we can leave everybody else hanging on where we're going, and make it a surprise.
And when we're going is almost more important than where we're going.
I agree, 100%.
Because if we go, like, if we find a later deer season, like ours is ending Monday.
Yeah.
And if we at least waited for duck season, like if there's somewhere that has a February season, then we go. Even anywhere, if we go Alabama, Mississippi, it's still gonna be cold.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was asking y'all the other day too. Because I was getting ready to start buying stuff to go on this trip, and I was like, "Are we going north or south? Because if we're going north, I'm gonna have to get even colder."
Right. I think I'm gonna say this. I think I'm out on Alabama for sure.
I'd way rather go north.
I think I want to go north. I think I want to try north, and then if things work out, I want to go west.
I said that too.
We can make that work. But I think starting out for
Starting out, I want to go.
our first trip, I kind of want to go north.
I want to go up north and hunt whitetail.
So possibly Ohio, maybe Indiana. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll get that figured out, get a game plan together, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Like I said, deer season, it's over. I'm not hunting. I'm not deer hunting anymore. I'm done.
I'm done. I took my stuff down today.
That's
It's sitting
it.
right there behind you. And
I'm gonna start pulling lock-ons next week. Pull all my lock-ons down. Duck season's coming. It's you said what, 13 days left?
13 days.
I don't see it getting any better in 13 days, any better than it did today in the rest of the 13 days. Looking forward to turkey season, and hopefully we get decided on our trip here. Well, I reckon we'll close this one out and catch everybody on the next one. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for tuning in to podcast number 3.
Yep.